In this graph, we're going to look at the renal fluxes for a secreted solute Y. Recall, secreted solutes are those that we're actively trying to remove from the bloodstream by driving them into the nephron, utilizing nephron transport proteins. The equation for the excretion of a secreted substance would be J excretion, or flux of excretion, equals the rate at which we're filtering it plus the rate at which we're secreting it or adding it to that filtrate. If you recall, a reabsorbed substance is something we're trying to retain in the bloodstream. And so we're going to take what we filter and actually subtract what's reabsorbed. Now, once again, we're going to plot our fluxes relative to our plasma concentration of this secreted substance. We're going to look at our rate of excretion, our rate of filtration, and our rate of secretion in the red line. Now note, as the plasma concentration rises, a freely filtered solute will end up being filtered at a 1-to-1 rate. And so we see our filtration line rising here. Now we're going to actually excrete more than we filter in this case because our secretory transporters are moving it into the nephron. And so our rate of secretion in red here is going to be added to the dashed line, what we're filtering, to achieve the amount that's being excreted. This is important for rapidly removing wastes or toxins from the bloodstream. We will also note that much as we had for reabsorptive transporters, there is a point at which these transporters will be saturated with solute. In other words, we can add so much to the bloodstream that the transporters reach a maximum and cannot transport it any more rapidly. That's the transport maximum, or TM. In this case, at TM, our rate of secretion will plateau and no longer rise, even though we're giving it more and more plasma substrate here that's being filtered. The secretory transporters are doing their job maximally. Now, excretion will continue to rise, but only at the rate at which it rises in the filtrate, right? Remember, the more we add to plasma, the more it will be filtered. And so our excretion will continue to rise, but only by the amount that ends up being filtered. Our secretion is fully maximized and running at 100%. Now, one might ask, what type of substances would ever exceed the transport maximum here of our secretory transporters? And the answer becomes therapeutic medicines. Those end up getting secreted into the nephron to be removed from the body. Actually, a large percentage of the medicines we take actually end up in the urine. And so if they're taken at high enough concentration, we will exceed the transport maximum of those secretory transporters and actually end up with this scenario to the right where our secretion rate plateaus, even though our excretion will continue to rise as more and more gets filtered due to the rising plasma concentrations.